This is a nice start to this video. It's just my legs sticking out. But anyway, I finally found out what's wrong with my car. So I'm under it. Here's the drive shaft. Here's the transmission. Oh, there we go. Nice, I just moved the entire drive shaft. It's really hard to tell on camera. Isn't it? Oh man, it's just been a while since I've driven this car. I really miss it. Always gotta make sure I'm in neutral. Super OCD about that. The engine isn't really warm, so I don't want to rev it too high. Oh my god, the pops are so good. While I'm under here doing the exhaust, got all of the bolts out but one, and this last corner bolt has just been a serious pain. I got this long ass ratchet on here, and it's still just struggling really badly to turn the bolt. Shit like that happens a lot, making it way harder. I was struggling and the bolt slipped, but no, I broke the bolt. Yep, right there, broken. All right, I took the socket off. These. There we go. Popped it out. It went out of the car somewhere, but it don't matter. I don't need. Oh, there it is. Yep. Trash. Rusted. All right, so this jack, as you can see, you know, it's pretty planted. Aren't on the ground at all. Well, the only thing left holding on the exhaust is this plate right here. Only 3 bolts. We're gonna be getting up here to replace this right here. Transmission mounts right here with solid ones. I've got myself in quite a pickle, so I'm the only thing holding up the exhaust now, so I don't know how to get out. Interesting. We got this zip tie and that zip tie holding it up, and that's it. So I went and grabbed the key because, you know, once you remove the exhaust, you just got to start it. So this is supposed to be like this. Little bushing, the rubber piece broke off of it. The piece is separated, it's right here. Yeah, this is really horribly welded. And then we get up here and look at this. Look at the size of this is 2.5. It was like shoved in there, all dented. So we go from it being this thin, and then it gets crunched down into this pipe that's way bigger. So yeah, I need to get this re-welded. All right, well, I ended up using Sharpie. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but I can tell that it's there. So that's all that matters. All right, well, I'm gonna remove the transmission mount and the pieces up here for it. That way I can actually access the GUI wheel a little easier. And the reason you want to do that is because with the wrench, it's really difficult. Well, first of all, from this angle, you can't get it back there at all. And then from this angle, I can't see and it just makes it more of a pain in the ass. So I'd rather just remove it and make it easier. Come on. Okay. So now I gotta get a 13 wrench for up top, remove these transmission mounts. Those were super easy, super self-explanatory. Bam, transmission's floating. I can see what I'm doing over here. You can see how messed up some of these are, completely crooked. Whole thing is like bent. Got the wrench wedged in up there holding that nut, and I'm turning it on this side. Alright, well I got all the bolts out that are holding it to the transmission, so it's got that right there. Oh my god, this thing's longer than I remember. Oh, there we go. Use the proper tool to pull this out. Came out like butter. Just remember that you gotta take the C-clip that sits in that little race right here. I take that C-clip out because I forgot. So that last clip was filmed at Advance Auto. They used to work there, so I'm pretty cool with the general manager. But yep, got that loose. And we're just basically waiting for that bearing to come in. I ordered it and it should be here Thursday. Today's Monday. So I don't know if you've noticed, but there's oil, well, gear oil all over the back of the transmission and everywhere. And where's it coming from? See that bolt right there? Yeah, that bolt's not tight. This is the second time I'm gonna have to do this, but this time I'm gonna really make sure I tighten it down good, because the last time it was outside the car and I couldn't hold the transmission still, so I just kind of got it as good as I can. But now that the car is in gear and connected to the engine, hopefully when I actually turn it this time, it can actually torque down and properly tighten it. But yeah, we basically got gear oil flung all over in this transmission tunnel, everywhere, and all over the transmission mount as well. Now the thing that sucks about this really bad is that I don't have the proper tool. So what I did before was I ground down the top of this, I think it's 30 millimeter, and it still is too big to fit in properly, so I can only go in that much. Now that's enough. You can really see how loose it is. It's enough to just barely grab it, but that's not enough to actually tighten it correctly. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to get out the air compressor again, and I'm gonna have to grind that down a little bit more. So I have actually a pretty shitty air compressor, but it's a lot better than the one you just saw in the last clip. But I lost my hose, and the other air compressor doesn't have a quick disconnect fitting, so I can't use that hose, so I have to use the other air compressor, and it takes a long time to build pressure. I tightened it up, but when I was down there I forgot my phone. I heard that the seals, I don't know, for the shifter selector rod and the back of that might be bad, so I'm gonna have to check on that, but this little makeshift tool really helped me tighten that up.
One eternity later.
So here we are. It's been almost 2 months since I've driven this car, and let's talk about why this took so long and why we are where we're at. So this is what broke, right? Center support bearing that holds up the drive shaft broke. Got solid transmission mounts right here. Well, not solid, but polyurethane. And let's take a look at these. So this was what I just had in the car. So that looks pretty destroyed. If you really look at it, it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but some of these are bent completely and aren't going back in straight if I try to reuse that. And this one is also pretty destroyed as well. So this one, all the pieces are actually straight. So I'm going to temporarily use this one. Parts. I don't know if this is the OE manufacturer. This is the one that came out of my automatic transmission car right here, my parts car. It's bigger. I went got the first Guibo that I saw on Drift HQ because they ship the fastest, and I ordered it. I had the part before I even ordered this part. I got the drive shaft out, I ordered this part, and then went to go install everything in the last video that I recorded about 2 weeks ago. And turns out that the Guibo I ordered was for an automatic transmission. I returned the old one, and I come to find out that it's a 4 to 6 week wait time to get the correct part. So I said, you know what, I think I'm just gonna order a different one. I'm just gonna reuse one of these for maybe like 2-3 weeks, and it's not that difficult to put it back in. So I think I'm gonna do that for now. So I just double checked the orientation of this just to make sure. So this weird flange looking thingy, that goes on the outside of these splines, just like this slider. So make sure that when you're doing this, that you do not hit the actual bearing itself in here. You want to hit that outside metal piece right here and not this inside piece right here. If you hit this red piece, you'll damage the ball bearings. So I can spin it around and see it's really smooth, and it doesn't feel any crunch or anything. So pretty sure this is installed pretty well. And do not forget to put the C-clip back in. I don't know if I can capture it on camera, but there's a little race in there. I think I talked about it earlier. Little C-clip in there, so I gotta pop that back in. So I got my assistant here helping me while I expand the C-clip, slide it up here. So I just may have found the problem. So look at the shape of this flange right here, and look at the shape of this one. It's not very easy to see, but it's definitely bent. The actual drive shaft itself is bent. Well, I'm sorry for not filming, but I tightened everything up, including the exhaust, and got the transmission mounts in and everything. And the only thing I had to do is lower it on the ground and sort whatever I'm gonna do out with the actual rear muffler. So yeah, this thing's ready to drive. I just gotta figure out how to get it on the ground without a jack. I mean, all I got is the spare jack that comes in with the BMW, and I'm missing a bolt that I have to go to Advanced and get, but it's pretty much ready. And I was just excited to drive it today. That's why I didn't finish anything, because I only got like 30 minutes until I have to leave for work. So I really wanted to make sure I got it done on time. Now let's take a look at the gas. So this is off and this is run position. Yeah, that's how much gas I have left. So this is the first time my car is moving under its own weight since the beginning of March, and it's almost May. I'm gonna release the clutch and we're gonna start rolling. Oh, we're already a little bit rolling. Oh shit, I forgot how stiff this clutch is. Everything seems normal so far, other than the slight exhaust leak because we're missing a bolt. Oh man, it's been too long. I love this car. I should put my seatbelt on and go get gas before I run out. Well, here we are driving it, got gas in it, and it feels amazing. Let everything, you know, settle in for a while. I drove it for like 20 minutes before I did the first pull, and wow, the power band in this car, I fucking love it. I really missed it so bad. Man, I just really badly want to take this thing around some back roads during the day when I can see and just go at it. It's finally nice to drive this car. Forgot to put it in gear. It's been so long that this car just feels so weird. So I have all this taken apart. It probably looks all wild because I didn't expect to put it together so quickly because I thought I was still waiting for a part in the mail. So I took all this stuff out to clean it, and I was like, yeah, let me plug this in real quick. It's such a surreal feeling just driving this car again. It's been so long. Like, I'm not used to it. Like, it's almost like getting a dream car and driving it. That's almost how it feels. Alright guys, so yeah, please like this video. as instead of posting like little updates here and there, I waited it out and put everything together this time. That way I could get, you know, one video that makes sense instead of just like jumbling it all randomly in like different videos. This is just one video of like taking it apart and now driving it. So yeah, hope you guys like these videos where I'm taking my time a little bit more with them. And yeah, stay for on for the next video.